Life is poised to become freer for some of us, with National Cabinet to consider tomorrow just which coronavirus restrictions to ease. Live 2 political reporter Jonathan Kersley. Jonathan, what can we expect?
Well, Mark, a much anticipated meeting of National Cabinet tomorrow. The federal government looking at a 5-step strategy to get out of this crisis. The first was fighting the virus, then funding relief, then reopening society and the economy, but carefully. And that's where we're at now. But given there is still no vaccine, we won't be returning to life as we knew it. National Cabinet will consider easing restrictions when it meets tomorrow, but the states and territories will move at their own pace. New South Wales and Victoria have already indicated today they won't ease anything in time for this weekend and for Mother's Day in particular. But go to the other end of the scale, the Northern Territory. They're on stage 1 of the road out. Pubs will open again soon and the beer will be flowing, Mark. Chief Minister Michael Gunner today welcomed in the first round of beer kegs. He says his territory is a beacon for not only the rest of Australia, but perhaps even the rest of the world.
We are in many ways a lighthouse, so we are potentially showing the way to a lot of others. There is no successful exit plan so far in the world for how to come out of lockdown. I think we are doing it.
What we're doing is making sure that there are common standards across the country, and then as any individual state faces their own circumstances, they can determine how ready and willing they are to get to the new stages. So, as I've said before, any restriction being lifted in any state is a cause for celebration.
Don't pop those champagne corks just yet, though. This is likely to be a slow road out. There will be reviews every 4 weeks. Then maybe another round of restrictions could be lifted. If all goes to plan, Mark, then by the end of winter, most of society could be back up and running. But it will be different to what we knew. And the clock is ticking on the federal government's economic support, due to stop in September. So far, 1.5 million Australians are out of work. 5 million are on the federal government's JobKeeper program. All up, that is half the workforce, and parts of the economy are in dire straits. The restrictions imposed are costing $4 billion every week. Australians have $160 billion on bank loans, including mortgages, which have been put on hold. Again, that will lift in September. So the federal government is very keen, for that reason, to get the economy moving ahead of the initial timeline. But there is a view within government that to reopen the economy, children must be back in the classroom. That hasn't happened everywhere yet. No one has successfully mapped a road out, neither here nor around the world. So tonight, the Prime Minister will join other nations. These are known as the first movers. Tonight, the leaders group will meet again. Scott Morrison will talk to the leaders of Austria, Israel, Czech Republic, Denmark, Greece and New Zealand. These are the nations that describe themselves as doing okay. They're trying to learn from each other and trying to get out of this pandemic, Mark.
Jonathan Kersley in Canberra, thank you.